you don't know how big a bear is until you see one in the flesh on the ground in front of you. Yeah, this is one that's this is somewhere in Europe. I think that's a stag, and this bear is just fucking dragging this 300-pound stag around the way you would drag your luggage. I mean, that's a big animal. It's bigger than 300 pounds. I think that might even be an elk. It's either a stag or an elk, but I mean, that's a solid 500-pound animal.
Oof.
And that bear is just fucking mauling it. And it's not even a big bear. That's not a big one. The really, really, really scary ones are the Alaska ones. The Alaska ones are insane. My friend Steve Ranella told this story on the podcast, as did my friend Remy Warren, who was there as well, where they got attacked by an enormous coastal brown bear. It's like 11 feet. Enormous. It had claimed the elk that they shot. They shot an elk on a hunting trip.
Oh, shit.
And the way Alaska is, they were on this place called a Fognak Island. And a Fognak Island is insanely dense. And so if you're going to pack out, if it's like a certain time at night, like say if you shoot the animal and it's like 5 p.m. and it gets dark at 8 p.m., you can't get it out in time. It takes a full day. And you can't manage your way through that brush in the dark. It's too dense. You go on a mile, it takes you hours, hours and hours to go a mile because it's just so dense. You're just moving through everything. And so they hung this elk up, and they took some of the meat back with them, and then they went back in the morning to pack it out. It's cool, so you don't have to worry about the meat going bad. They didn't realize when they got there that a bear had already found it.
Oh, shit.
And the bear had claimed it. And so they said, let's sit down and eat lunch before we pack out. So we'll fuel up before we pack out because it's a long pack out.
So at that point, they didn't know that there was
They had no
bear,
idea.
right?
So these guys are all planning to carry like 100 pounds each on their backs. Yeah. And they're going to go miles and miles through this dense shit that's going to take forever. So they're like, let's eat. So they're sitting there eating, and someone hears something, and they turn, and they see a fucking monster of a bear running straight at them.
Oh, no.
In the camp. And the bear probably didn't realize there were so many of them, and that's maybe the only thing that saved them, because they kind of scattered. And one guy, this dude they called Dirt Myth, he was actually riding the bear's back at one point for like 10 yards on top of the bear's back, and then fell off, and the bear ran off. And so the bear was in the woods, like watching them, making noises, like woofing at them, like making these noises. God. And now they got their rifles out, but no one had a rifle out. No one had anything out. They were all just eating sandwiches.
Wow.
My friend Remy said he had his gun in his bag. Like, fucking,
So let's say you had a gun on your side. Like
Jesus Christ, what do you do? Because that thing ran past them.
Right.
What if you shot it and it turned around and ran back? Like,
does the noise scare them at all?
Maybe.
Right.
Maybe. And it depends on where you are. Some of them have never seen a person before.
What if you had one of those air horns that's like, "Brrr"?
No.
No.
The bear spray doesn't even work all the time.
It's just an embarrassing way to die. Just
and then it's just fucking tear you apart.
Yeah.
Bear spray doesn't even work all the time. There's that spray that they use. My friend John, he runs a hunting camp in Alberta. The Rivets, John and Jen, they're awesome people. And John had an encounter with a grizzly, and he sprayed it. And he said the bear didn't even react. He said he just kind of walked right through the spray. I was like, oh, fuck. Imagine if that's all you have is this spray and you're counting on this saving you from the bear. And he just fucking, it's like, you ever seen those videos where dudes get tased and they just fucking take it?
Oh, yeah.
The cops are tasing the guy. You know, get down. He's like, Like, just dude PCP'd up or something, and he fucking pulls those cords out of him. Like, now what?
Right.
Now what?
Now your cords are on the ground.
Bro, I've only seen one grizzly bear in the wild in my life. They look at you so different. We were talking about this on Bottom of the Barrel the other day. Because, like, a black bear is a different animal. Black bears look at you like, who are you? Are you going to eat me? Am I going to eat you? Like, what's going on? Like, black bears look, grizzly bears look at you like this. Like, how fast can you run?
Oh, God.
There's a darkness in their eyes, dude, that's just, that's a predator with that's the apex. They're not scared of nobody other than bigger bears.
Right.
That's all they're scared of. And the one I saw, man, he wasn't even that big. He was like a 6-foot bear, like a younger bear. Maybe 7 foot. Maybe not that big. The big ones, when you get like 10, 11 feet. Oh my God, dude.
Jesus.
They're just massive killing machines. And they're so durable. That's the thing about them that's so crazy. When you watch them fight, they beat the fuck out of each other, and they don't even seem to have marks on them. They're biting the shit out of each other's necks. Although there is one that I saw recently where it looked like the bear got the other bear in the guts, and he just made a giant gash in his stomach, and they were going to war, like on the side of this, this one person's filming them in the woods. So if that thing's coming after you, man, your frame, like we were talking about a cat, that's what that is. It's like the same kind of thing. It's a wild animal, just much bigger. Like your brain is not even going to correctly compute how much stronger they are than you.
Yeah.
It's an impossible number.
That's crazy.
And if you've ever seen them run, they can run faster than people can run. Yeah, so these two dudes going at each other. Like if that's coming after you, man, these are 1,000 pounds. They're just biting the shit out of each other. They're trying to tell the other one, get the fuck out of here. This is all my food. These are all my ladies. Get out of here. Bro,
Oh, yeah.
can you imagine you're in the woods and you stumble upon that?
That one's pretty dominant there on the right.
Yeah. That's a bigger bear. I think the young one is...
Yeah, these bears don't know jujitsu. There's no
Some of
benefit
them
in
do.
bottom position. Really?
Some of them do. No, there's no benefit in bottom position in bear fighting.
Right.
No, they don't have submissions, but they do like have some little hip moves, little hip escapes, and they do like position themselves to hold you down. Seems like they've got some experience.
Yeah.
They'll do side control. They're like biting the neck and holding them down like this. If you're a bear and you're on the bottom, you're in a bad spot.
Yeah.
So there's no Charles Oliveras of the bear world.
Right.
But even if you train, you put it on your back. Let's
luck.
say if you put a llama in a backpack. Say you got like a fucking Kafaru backpack.
Yeah, good luck.
Stuffed the llama in there. You had the whole llama. You zipped it in. Had it. Okay, go over that fence. You'd be like, what?
My buddy who's a guide in Alaska, my buddy Chad, he said that they were climbing up this mountain. It was a fucking nightmare. Like they just slogging up this steep mountain, just like, and they were like looking up, and they're like, God damn, this is a nightmare. And you're making like inches.
Yeah.
You're just like, and you got a backpack, and you're just like, when is this gonna be over? And don't try not to think about it. Digging. Let's take a break.
Yeah.
And they just hear this, and they just see this grizzly with an elk in its mouth. And it just bounds up the mountain. It just goes shaggin, right by them with an elk in its mouth, and just goes up over the mountain and over the ridge, just no problem in 12 seconds. And they were like, "Well, that's a grizzly. That's how strong a fucking grizzly is." And this is me.
Jesus Christ!
I don't want to get. That's. I'm so terrified of. I'm terrified. I don't want to get fucked up by a chimpanzee. A chimpanzee will eat my face and my balls, so I don't want that. And I definitely don't want to get attacked by a grizzly because they'll start eating you when you're still alive.
Yeah.
And that's a problem.
Most of the time when grizzlies eat people, though, or most of the time when grizzlies kill people, they're not killing someone because they want to eat them.
Right.
They're killing someone because you startled them and they're with the females with their cubs.
Oh.
That's
so,
most of it.
So what happens what are you supposed to do when a grizzly? Just pray?
Well, if it's a female grizzly, you are literally better off letting her fuck you up.
Right.
You just curl up in a ball. You're supposed to put your hand behind your neck, lay in a fetal position, and don't let her get access to your organs because she wants to chew your organs apart.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why it's really important to have a strong backpack. If you have a strong backpack, she'll fuck up that backpack while you're on your knees, curled up in a fetal position. But that's assuming you can survive that. She's probably going to break your arms. She's probably going to snap your legs, bite into you in ways that you can't imagine the kind of force and power she can generate.
I mean,
she's trying to immobilize you. She wants to immobilize you as a threat to her children.
Oof.
But if a male's trying to kill you, it's usually because he's starving to death. They don't recognize people as a food source because they rarely eat people.
Right.
So that male, he probably has never eaten a person. It's one of the reasons why it's safer to be in a place where they hunt grizzlies Because in a place where they hunt grizzlies, a grizzly sees a person and goes, fuck this. They'll smell you and get the fuck out of there.
Right.
But like Yellowstone, they haven't hunted grizzlies there in forever. So people still get jacked there. They get jacked there every couple of years. Someone gets killed.
I would always have a gun with me.
You should, but you might not be able to get to it.
Yeah.
And you also have to be able prepared to pull it out and shoot quickly. You can't think that just because you have a gun, that you're going to be okay.
No, because you don't hear them coming up on
They
you.
come up so fast. They move so fast. They run. They run fast as a dog, and they're huge.
Is that true?
Yes, they run fast as fuck, man. And they're huge. I mean, it's a giant animal,
What is
man.
it, 800 pounds?
Sure.
Think about that.
Sure.
I just stumbled across a story about this just happening where the bear spray didn't work,
Yeah.
and it was attacking the guide, and the client went to grab the Glock out of the pack, and it didn't fire. And then the bear came after him, so he tried to throw the gun to the other guy, and then it didn't. That guy just ran it, I guess. I was trying to follow the story.
Who died?
And who died?
It doesn't. I didn't find out. I mean,
Look, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
The best story is Ranella's story. Ranella and Remy Warren and Giannis Putelis and our friends, they got attacked while they were on a Fognak Island in Alaska.
Jesus.
Yeah,
When?
a Fognak
Recently?
Island is, yes, like
Whoa.
2 years ago. And Remy came on here and told the story, and it's fucking terrifying.
God, what happened?
Well, they killed an elk, and they had hung it in a tree, and they had taken some of the meat back because, you have to hike out. A Fognak is particularly dense. It's very, very dense remember when we were on Prince of Wales Island
Yes.
when we went on that
Dense.
hunt? Dense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like that, but even worse.
And grizzlies everywhere.
Yes. Grizzlies everywhere.
I have a huge problem with that.
When we were on that island had black bears.
Yeah.
Which, weirdly enough, they're not as dangerous, but they are more predatory towards people.
I want a giant spiked helmet and spiked collar, and I want my guns in my
Kevlar
hand.
clothes.
And I want Kevlar clothes.
I want an Iron Man suit.
That's right.
I want to be able to
Correct, sir.
shoot rockets out of my hands.
That's
like,
right. And I want to be able to
fly through the
electrify
air.
it when the thing bites me.
Yes.
Zzz, ah.
Kill it, and then immediately cut its head off and put it on a stake so all the other grizzly bears know not to fuck
That's
with
exactly right.
you. Right. I like how you think.
There you go. We're
Think
on it.
like a man.